I'm just ballin', flossing, rolling through my neighborhood, ballin', flossing, rolling through my neighborhood, ballin', flossing, rolling through my neighborhood.
What's the other joint? What was the other joint we're looking at?
Okay, my will presidential, 10 presidential, money presidential, bitches presidential, everything black, so you know I'm presidential.
He gonna hook up to the front center, and he gonna pull at an angle that way.
Riding through the hood with my top down, she know I like it better when the top down. Niggas hating on me cause I'm hot now. No surprise, I know why I'm getting money, yeah. It's a lovely day, so I'ma ride the city. Cup full of something to slow down my senses. These designer shoes cost a nice penny. That's $750, we talk Pacifics. That roll yo, compliment.
Well, wind is blowing out here. Man, what's up, man? We back. Today we gonna it's kind of a well overdue video, but I did on my mods and specs video triggered so many more questions about the actual wheel setup I got, and so we're gonna get into the specifics of my wheels. Matter of fact, let me pull it out in the light right quick. Look, before y'all go any further, man, look, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, man. If y'all watching it, y'all plan on keep watching this video, just go ahead and subscribe, man. Sub to the channel. Stop wasting my time and your time, cause you're gonna be back. All right, that's good right here. Woo. Yeah, but wheel setup. All right, so on the back, car is real dirty, so excuse me right now. On the back, I'm running well, my initial setup. You know what, let's start what I got first and we'll backtrack. So these 20-inch wheels, concaves, 275, 30, 20, and on the front, 20-inch 245, 30, 20 on the back. I changed to a 30 on the back to put a little more meat up on there. It didn't look awkward typically. And what I had prior to this, I had a 275, 25, 20 on the back, which basically evens out your wheel thickness. That's the perfect setup in order to have your wheel thickness completely even. So I ended up upping the back wheel, putting a little more meat on the back with that stretch look on that tire, and look, came out looking pretty damn good. And that's what I've been running ever since. On top of that, the 30 tires are a little cheaper than the 25 too. So now previously, offsets right now, I'm running 35 and 40. 35 in the back and 40 in the front. Now previously I had the Vossens on here, the Vossen CV3s, which is basically the same look, almost the same exact style as these. And the setup, I think it was 38 and 45, so it was 38 on the back plus 38 plus 45 on the front. And that was the original Vossen setup. I took the Vossen CV3s off because I was getting stress cracks. I'd have had these way longer than I had the Vossens, and I have one crack. Let me show you what was going on. So right here where the wheel meets, see how this kind of bows out? Has like a little hook, it hooks back out, and it's almost the same thickness where this line is. Well, the Vossens was a straight bar and came right in. They only connected with a straight bar. Well, I was getting cracks on some of these spots around my rim, and it was like on, I think 3 or 4 of my wheels, I think 3 out of the 4, 2 out of the 4 had at least one of those cracks. So I had to swap my setup up. Well, that wasn't exactly why I swapped it up. I swapped it up because a little later on I hit a curb, so and I couldn't order the Vossen stop making the fronts. I mean, they were sold out of the fronts. So I couldn't find no more fronts, so I just ordered a whole new wheel setup from STR. These are STR racing wheels. Like I just told you, this the offsets. So if you notice with this setup, I'm sitting almost completely flush on the back, well, slightly in a little bit, and on the front. Let me turn my wheel forward a little bit so we can see exactly looking down the side of the car. So we got to guesstimate. We good? Yeah. Okay, so on the front of the car, my wheels have a slight tuck. They little tucked up under there. You could put some baby spacers on there, but I don't recommend it unless you take the little clip off from under the fender, because you just got just enough clearance to have no problems at all. The back, with the spacer on the back, which was my original setup, I had 295s on the back. 295s was my original wheel. 295, 25, 20, which was the ones I was running on the 38 plus offset in the back with the Vissons. Now, when I still had the Vissons, after the 295 setup, I immediately, with my next tire, moved to the 275 setup. Way bigger price difference, because I spent a hell of a lot of money on tires the first go round that I didn't even have to spend that kind of money on those tires. But now I run 275s on the back and 245s on the front the whole time, and this is a setup I'm sticking with till this car die. You hear that, Lee? You hear that, Lee? Till this car die, because I'm keeping it. All right, so but yeah, man, I don't plan on changing the size or the dimensions, but I do have a whole nother set of wheels that I might put back on here, because they are sitting on top of my shop up there, way in the corner, and I had them on here for a little while, and I might go ahead and swap it up and put them back on, because I'm thinking about it now. It's been a minute since I put them on here. I had these wheels and I had them on here for a whole year. They was XIX, the X33s, and I think I had the same offset on those too. I think it was 35 and 40 on those for the same similar offset, and I like that setup too. It just, I ain't gonna lie, I fell in love with this setup, so I had it for 1 year and I wanted this back, so I'm gonna end up pulling them back down, and I'm gonna put some tires on them, and I'm gonna have two setups so I can swap them back a lot easier. Because right now, I only got one set of sensors programmed for this car, so I'm gonna buy another set of sensors, then I'm gonna buy another set of tires, and that way I have two sets of rims that are interchangeable. I can pop them on and off. But as far as wheels go, and you know what, I still have the Vissons, just the rear. I got the rear Vissons. Anybody looking for some Vissons, the 20 by plus 38 offset, just the two rear wheels, the big bodies, the 10.5 inch, yeah, they 10.5s in the back, just the rear wheels, rims, not the tires, just the rims. If y'all want the setup, I mean, hit me up if y'all in the area. We'll link up or something, and I'll go ahead and give them to you. I mean, I'll sell them to you, of course, for a decent price. Make me a good offer, because I know how much I paid for them, even though they use, I can't remember if the back two got any stretch cracks on them or not. I have to look and see. But if they don't, and even if they do, we'll make a reasonable offer. Look, we'll make something happen. They've been sitting up here, and I'm not gonna put them back on the car, because I'm gonna keep this up. So just make a reasonable offer, man, under the comments or something, and let me know. We'll link up, we'll make something happen. But I think that's it for the video. You know what, let me check my comments, because I did have a couple comments I was replying to. I think I answered both of them. Oh yeah, this is Adam Job. Sorry if I messed your name up. He said, those 22s, what's your tire size? Also, how long does a tire last if nothing goes wrong and they just get worn down? Also, how long do rotors and pads last last year with that setup. Both questions I'm asking mileage wise. All right, so first question also, how long does the tire last if nothing goes wrong and they just get worn down? So mileage wise, since I'm sitting on a negative camber, look, let's check the back out, because my negative, I got a negative camber, way more negative in the back than the front. The rears, I say about 4,000 miles on the rear, maybe 4,000 or 5,000 miles on the rear tires. What I typically have done in the past, but now I don't really care, is when the inside gets about halfway or about 3/4 of the way worn down, because that's about the wear rate. So when it gets about 3/4 of the wear on the wear down on the inside of the tire, I'll swap the tire around. And when I swap the tire around, I can get almost another 3,000 miles out of the tire. And by the time it's worn down, the tire almost looks bald on the whole scale, not just a little partially. So I'd say safely 6,000 miles, 6,000 miles on these tires, on the rears. Fronts, about the same. Of course, heavy braking, your engine on the front, your front end gets a lot of wear through turns, high speed turns, whatever, I don't know. But I usually change all the tires around the same time unless I have like a flat or something. So, all right, now you asked about the brake pads, right? Go back. He said, oh shoot, I clicked on, man. Oh, there you go. He said, how long do rotors and pads last you with that setup? Both questions. Okay, so rotors and pads. So let's deal with the rotors now. So I've changed pads once on this car, and it wasn't because the pads were worn down. The pads that I bought were the Hawk. I think it was the Hawk. I got them from Pep Boys, and this was in like, we're in 2022 now. This was in like 2014 or 13, like 13. I bought the car in 2011. It might have been 2012 I bought the car. But I bought, like 1 year later I changed the pad. It wasn't even a full year, I don't think. I changed them because of dust reasons. I wanted that ceramic pads. I hated that black dust that was popping all over the wheels, man. So I changed the pads out, and literally I done bought the car at 42,000 miles when I bought the car. I got like 107 now, so about 60,000 something miles. And I mean, just by looking, I can't really see the front pads as well as the back pads, but let's look up there. It's nearing, believe it or not. The front pads are about nearing its wear right now. So I'm glad you made me notice that, because I was not paying attention to that. Yeah, my back pads are great, but my front pads, yeah, my front pads are nearing. I can look up and down, Missy. Hold on. I feel up in there. No, they're not. Shoot. Now, so my front pads, they got about 40% on them. I'm telling you right now, these ceramic pads I bought from Pep Boys, they last a long time. So there you go. About what, 60,000 miles of use on those rotors, and on those tires, and the rotors about the same. I mean, I don't really see nothing. Me being my pads last that long, my rotors was looking well fine. The last rotors I had, they had the stress cracks in there. If you look at my brakes and rotors video I did on the car, you'll see it's on the playlist. I took them off because of stress cracks, but the rotors were another cheap rotor, and they didn't last as long as my brake pads, of course. So if you get the same rotors I got, or some decent rotors, they're gonna last longer than your pads. So we'll just put it like that. All right. Yeah, I answered Frank E 2 days ago, or 4 days ago. You said what size tires you running. I answered that already. So shoot, I guess that's it, man. Look, there y'all go. Tires and wheel specs on the Lexus Gs430. Hope y'all like it, man. Again, make sure y'all stay tuned in and dialed in on the channel, man. And we're gonna leave y'all like this. With an old dirty Lexus. The dirty Lex. That old front view. The front view of the dirty Lex got piling all over, man. Hey, sub to the channel, man. We trying to push this channel to 1,000 is my milestone. We're at 700 and something right now. I'm still pushing. We want to get this mug growing fast as we can. More content coming. You know, I got endless videos. I'm always doing something. Tesla radio. I got freaking, well, Tesla radio. Probably gonna change my amp setup in the back. That I don't. My highest amp is I8. I want to change put a new highest amp in there. I want to play some tunes, something copyright free I can play on the stereo. See, I can hear the audio, cause I get in this mug and it's crisp. Got me wanting to do the freaking Jaguar F type audio all over again, cause it ain't hit nothing when it compared to my freaking Lexus now. So again, man, make sure y'all tune into the channel. Stay locked in with the notifications. Later. Deuce.